Welcome people to my channel. I'm sorry that I didn't make a video because I didn't know what to make. So today I'll read a fan fiction for you people. If you guys know this fan fiction, then you might know it. I am a new interest as KO Hero. Let's read that, shall we? Okay, let's begin. Okay, this is a Raymond X Red fan fiction. Let's begin. Chapter 1, Prologue. 4 weeks earlier, Lakewood Plaza Heroes versus Boxmoor Bears. The tensions were high. This was it. Raymond's last first game as a Boxmoor football captain for his senior year. Red's last game as a Lakewood Plaza section leader for his senior year. 3/4. Lakewood Plaza Heroes Pride marching band was picking up their props from ensemble. Red was running around with a drum major, his special blue blum bobbing up and down. They had to go and get a drum major stand for Boxmoor Pride of Boxmoor Marching Band for a contest next week. Raymond was on a sideline on Boxmoor's side, engulfed in the game. Something blue caught his eyes. He turned his attention away from his teammates on the field to find the moving blue object he saw. Oh, it's just a Lakewood nerd with the wrong color of whatever those Philly things are called. The joke was about to turn back to the game when he saw his face. The hazel eyes, the tan skin, the freckles. Oh, the freckles! He found himself staring at the band nerd. Raymond didn't even notice that he had went all white at that moment. That's when he took his shaker off. A turquoise colored afro pulled up after the band nerd handed his shaker over the drum with Mayer with him. Raymond couldn't take his eyes off of him. He was so handsome. Just watching him haul the huge drum major stand by himself made Raymond feel so in love. He didn't realize that his knees were shaking a little at the simple thought of how strong that band nerd really was. Someone called Raymond's name, causing him to snap out of his daze and rejoin his team. That was it. Raymond fell for a guy, a Lakewood band guy. And he wasn't even ashamed by that. Why? Because he was too busy looking at the other band across the way, trying to find that band nerd that stole his heart. The thought of him being ashamed with himself didn't exist at all in his mind. He was in love, and that was it. Next chapter! Chapter 2. Love Notes from a Stranger. High school life is not as bad when you're Radicles. He had everything he always wanted. He got his Letterman jacket his freshman year, become tuba section leader for his junior year, and now has his very own solo in the marching band show this year. What could he more ask for? Maybe there was something missing, but dwelling on that thought could wait until he got home. He had more important stuff to do, like close up the bodega for the night. And at a KO were at wrestling tournament that night, so it was just Red and Mr. Gar. Red was at the counter, texting Annette about the slow work day when the front door chime went off. He glanced up and his eyes widened. It was the Boxmer siblings. Great. Red grumbled to himself and sent Annette a text saying that Boxmer Kid just walked in. They didn't look at him. All they did was look around. 5 minutes passed, and Della was the first to walk up to the counter, a sick pack of soda in his hands. Red didn't mind Della at all. He was a lot more nicer than Shannon and Raymond. He particularly had the innocence of a small child. Raymond and Shannon stood about a foot away from Daryl and waited for him. Red rang up the soda and noticed the look on Daryl's face. He was upset about something. "Hey guys!" Daryl asked while turning towards his siblings. Do you have like $2 that I can have? I'll pay it back. Daryl, the last time you asked for money, you never paid us back. Shannon rudely stated while Raymond glanced up from his phone with an amused look, then back at his phone. Odd. Red felt sorry for Daryl. In that one I think came in every just to buy soda. That was it. He never bought anything else. When we had to do something, and he came up with the best idea. You know what? Red started. The soda's on house. Daryl looked back at Red, and his eyes lit up. Really? Red nodded his head and almost laughed at Daryl's goofy smile as he gave the kid a six-pack of soda. Thank you so much! Daryl exclaimed and ran out and to catch up with his siblings. A folded up a piece of paper caught his attention. Red picked up the paper and opened it. On the paper, Red read something that seemed really like a cheesy pickup line. The road read, "We both share the same field, but do not feel if we share the same feelings. RB." RB? Wonder who that could be, Red thought to himself. He brushed it off as a joke, but that soon became false when he noticed another note tapped on the front door. He pulled it off and started reading it. His cheek became lightly dusted with blush. The note read, "Our love was meant to meet on the football field, so let our hearts become one, the glorious home of sports and music. Lend me the handsome jug to your banner, RB." It was signed the same way as the first note. Who was RB? And why were they using cheesy pickup lines? And why the pickup lines were on me? Next chapter. Chapter 3. Maybe not everything. The Boxman siblings were the rich kids of the town. They had everything their hearts desired. However, Raymond thought, knew he was missing something. Love, a relationship, someone who would hold him and love him for who he was. That was he was missing from his glamorous life. And he had already found someone, a Lakewood Plaza bannered Radicles. Raymond felt his heart flutter at the thought of Red. His head shook as he wrote line after line in his journal with nothing more than band and football-related pickup lines. Raymond knew they were lame, but at least he was trying. He read through every one of them and found that wasn't so lame. The music that you is like a melody to my heart, to which my heart replays over and over again. Raymond read to himself and started writing it down on a separate piece of paper. As he wrote the note, he thought about Red who would have reacted to the notes that he left for him. Was he shocked? Was he confused? Was he? No. How could someone get angry over a simple little love note? Me though. The small crush of his that he had on the banner suddenly blew when he first saw him at the football game 4 weeks ago. He wanted to be with him. No, scratch that. He needed to be with him. But then remembered his father's rules on the Lakewood students. No dating